Hi, my name is Lorenzo Azar Banks here on behalf of Minority Report Law Office here in Oklahoma City. And today I'm doing another video response to a question that we had posted to our Facebook page, and the question goes something like this. Lorenzo, I live with my significant other, but we're not married. If I do decide to break things off with this person, could I find myself going through the lengthy and legal proceedings of a divorce just so I can end the relationship? Yeah. It's possible, depending upon the circumstances that surround your particular relationship, that you could, in fact, have to go through a divorce just to break up with your live-in significant other. Now, gasp, all across Oklahoma, people are running to their leasing offices right now, trying to break the lease with their significant other to avoid a potential divorce situation. Don't fret, pump your brakes. Let's learn more about this law before you decide to move out of the home with your significant other. What I'm talking about is a common law marriage. Common law marriage is a legal theory that courts have adopted. It is the idea that you may have two people who want there to be some type of marital relationship between the two, but they didn't go through the formal ceremonial procedures to do so. And the Oklahoma courts have adopted this legal theory. There are one of about 8 states that have adopted common law marriage theory, and the truth is that the majority of the states in the U.S. have actually abolished the theory, but we're hanging on to it here in the state of Oklahoma. And the Oklahoma Supreme Court said that if one wants to show that they are in fact in a common law marriage, they have to show 4 particular elements. Number 1, they have to show that there is an actual and mutual agreement between the two parties of being husband and wife. Number 2, they have to be able to show that there was a permanent relationship between the two parties as husband and wife. Number 3, they have to be able to show that there was an exclusive relationship between the two parties as husband and wife. And the Oklahoma Supreme Court said that you can prove this through cohabitating. Cohabitation is key. And lastly, number 4, you have to be able to show that the parties held themselves out publicly as husband and wife. And if you have all 4 of these things present during the time of your relationship, and you can prove it to the Oklahoma courts through, as the Oklahoma courts have promulgated, through clear and convincing evidence, then you may in fact find yourself in a relationship that is considered to be a common law marriage, which will have all the pros of a traditional marriage, but also all the cons of a traditional ceremonial marriage. So some things we want to take away from this video. We hear people say that, well, in order to constitute a common law marriage, you must live with each other for at least 6 months, right? No. The Oklahoma Supreme Court was pretty clear in what they said constitutes a common law marriage. And those 4 elements that I listed here in this video, notice that there is no time limit. There is no preliminary qualifying cohabitation period within those 4 elements. Essentially, the Oklahoma Supreme Court was saying that as long as those 4 elements exist at the time of your relationship and someone can prove it to the courts through clear and convincing evidence, you can in fact be in a common law marriage. So people who say that 6 months is mandatory, it's just wrong. Secondly, you have to be of legal capacity to, in fact, be a part of, you have to be of legal capacity to get married to qualify to be in a common law marriage. And currently under Oklahoma law, that means that you are of legal age to get married in the state of Oklahoma, that you're not married to anyone else at the time of your common law marriage, and that your common law marriage consists of 1 man and 1 woman. Another thing that we need to take away from this is that common law marriages are very hard to prove. So, before people get too excited and too scared about them, just know that Oklahoma courts are not necessarily jumping to deem people to be part of common law marriages. But I must let you know that the legal theory does exist. And lastly, the common law marriage doesn't come up until someone alleges it. Essentially, the only way you would have to get a divorce if you decide to move out of the home and break up with your living significant other is if one of you decides to file a divorce, and in that divorce petition you allege that there was a common law relationship in between the two of you. And then the person who filed would have to prove to the courts through clear and convincing evidence that all 4 of those elements existed, and then a court would have to decide whether or not you are in fact in a common law marriage. And if they do, then you'll go through a divorce proceeding. Like I said earlier, it's really hard to prove. The chances are very slim. Once again, my name is Lorenzo Azar Banks here on behalf of Minority Report Law. You can reach us at minorityreportlaw.com, or you can catch us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/MRLawOffice. Post your questions there and like us so you can keep up with the videos that we're posting. Love is a beautiful thing. And what's even better and pragmatic is when two people are in love, people will sometimes move in with each other to consolidate their resources. But just know that as you move forward, considering it, depending upon how you govern yourself, once you move in with your significant other, you may not just be moving in, you might be getting married. I hope this was informative, and hey, we'll see you next time.